I've always wanted to live in an RV. Lauren, not so much. The closest I came was the school bus that a few friends and I converted into an RV back in high school. Sometimes I wonder what life would be like wandering aimlessly from state to state, sleeping in Walmart parking lots, optimizing every one of our possessions to fit perfectly inside each nook and cranny. Lauren wanted to plant roots and nest, so my solution was renting a parking space behind a Shell gas station in Pasadena, California for $200 a month. True story, but she didn't bite. Time passed, and then I realized that I could use the same excuse I always do anytime I want to indulge in an expensive hobby, and that is to turn it into a business. It worked with my motorcycles, my sailboat, my folding bicycles, so why wouldn't it work with an RV? The Craigslist arbitrage business model is simple. Buy low, enjoy, and then sell high. Our trip to interview Jim Collins was the perfect excuse to invest in our first home on wheels.
He's acted like a child all morning now. It's Mike, excited for a find.
Step 1. Buy low. This is the most important step, because if I wanted to keep tricking Lauren into letting me buy expensive things, I couldn't screw this up. I did about 3 weeks of research and realized that RVs make terrible investments. This was going to be more difficult than I realized. That is, until I narrowed my search down to 2 RVs, the Winnebago Rialta and the Toyota Itasca. Both of these motorhomes have cult-like followings because of their short length and unbelievable gas mileage. I knew if I bought one of these 2 RVs at a good price, I could find a buyer willing to pay a premium. Somehow on a day when both Lauren and I have off, we find a deal that's a few hours away that this guy's already said his phone's been blowing up with people that want this thing. And we happen to be close enough, and we happen to be one of the first people to call and see how it looks. We were the first to call, drove immediately to go see it, and agreed on $3,500. It needed a little love, but the engine, drivetrain, and appliances all worked. I spent a weekend replacing floors, cleaning upholstery, and tuning up the engine. Step 2. Enjoy. The sad part of this story is we never got to enjoy a single night in our Winnebago.
What is a Winnebago?
Toyota Winnebago.
What?
Toyota.
That's a thing?
No, I made that up. We planned on visiting Jim Collins in it, but when he offered us a place to sleep, it didn't make sense to drive the RV, which had the aerodynamics of a toaster, when we had the Prius sitting in the driveway. Step 3. Sell high. The golden rule of Craigslist arbitrage is to not get attached to things. As much as I loved the RV, it had to go. At this point, we had $5,000 tied up in it with plates, registration, and upgrades. I told myself our bottom dollar was $6,500 and then listed it on Craigslist for $9,000. The day I listed it, someone actually came and offered me full asking price, and we shook hands on it. But it was too good to be true, because a week later they backed out of the deal and I was still left with this RV. So I listed it again, and then nothing happened, and then I listed it again, and then nothing happened. And about 3 months later, I finally dropped the price to $8,500.
I told him to raise the price.
Paying them bills. Anyways, long story short, guy calls, offers $7,800 cash, sight unseen. I agree to it, he puts down a deposit. 4 days later, he shows up at my door with cash in hand.
And that is the story of how we sold an RV that we never got to use for a $2,800 profit.
Pretty good.
Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.
3 days later, this tree fell over exactly where we had the RV parked. Call that pretty lucky.